Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return Way of the Hunter, where, as you can see, the Aurora Shores DLC is out now. We're not going to be picking it up quite yet and jumping right in. I want to spend a little bit more time on Transylvania, and then I will. However, it's the second little notation here that's going to be important for us. The new weapon type free for everyone. So Aurora Shores is the new DLC. I'm actually surprised how much, or well, I should say how little it is, because it's only $10. It really feels like this is in line with how Call of the Wild the Hunter has been for like its DLCs and that, which have all been around $10. Maybe a little bit more on first release, but around there for what DLC usually is. And then free content. New weapon type is crossbows, so I'm going to be trying my luck with those, using the collars and see if I can do those. You can also expect new collars, tweaks, fixes for some other things and that, which is good to know. And here's all the patch notes. So these are the new additions. 2 crossbows, actually, although one is only available in DLC. 2 crossbow sights, 4 collars, which I think are all going to go into the, come on, think. All for the DLC animals. I don't know why I had such trouble there, but yeah, all DLC animal collars. And then I guess you get a free UTV, or if you already have it, maybe you get the credits that are listed there. I'm surprised there's not like a little asterisk mentioning it, and yeah, I think that's about it there. So we're going to continue in Transylvania. I'll check and see about picking up the crossbow and trying it. And I'm trying to figure out even what I'm going to do this weekend. Like, I might accelerate things a little bit, and I'll see what you guys are thinking for it, because I would like to try to wrap up the base story of Way of the Hunter before we do the Aurora Shores, because it is its own like new story stuff and that to tackle. I do want to see how you guys are feeling for like how Way of the Hunter's been content-wise, or how long it's been going, since it is getting up there for the number of episodes we've done on it. It's now up to... This might be episode 41, so that's been a lot of weeks of Way of the Hunter, so I'm kind of wondering if you guys are feeling a little burnt out, you want a little break for a weekend, and we could do the Hunter Classic for the Wood Grouse. Let me know what your thoughts are, because, again, one of the ways that I always try to do the channel and its schedule is I can have like a little bit of float period, so you guys can comment, and the next series of episodes, or very close to the next week of episodes, you'll see all your comments, feedback put in and on display. So do let me know what you think with it. I know if I was a little bit better at the game, it'd probably be a better series to enjoy, but we still get a little bit accomplished, which is still something to say is done. Yes, we're just back in here. And, oh, actually, I'm at the perfect spot I want to be. Okay, so let's check the shop and see. These are all the arms, the shotguns. I am surprised how cheap that actually is. Only $1,300 for it. But yeah, we're definitely going to... That's what I wanted to see. Hunting tier 2 to 5. That is perfect. I hope it's a sign of maybe something they'll like be doing for some of the weapons instead of just like these hard classifications of say 6 or 5. Maybe they'll start looking and saying, okay, well this will cover 3 to 4. This will cover 5 to 6. Something like that. But yeah, that's exactly what I kind of made mention I would have liked to see, is that it covers a little bit more of a range for that. So we'll pick that up. We'll go over to, well, these are all the DLC things, I'm pretty sure. Although that's not bad, because, you know what, I might even pick that up. I do have a little bit of funds to use, so I'll pick that up, because it does work for a few other things. Oh, now this is interesting. One of the things I had mentioned is, like, a lot of the collars didn't really work on the males until you unlock, say, the first perk for this game. These new DLC collars, though, immediately start working on some species, like attracts low fitness for level 1, and then high fitness for 2. Yeah, they did. I like these new additions. They do feel a little bit better, so, like, my problem was... I wasn't sure if I wanted to go after those that much, even though they were the best way of getting the collars unlocked. Now with these additions, you do have a way of working on some of these other animals, just going after bucks and working to unlocking some of the other calls. It does feel like it kind of makes some of these older ones more obsolete. Like, say, the deer grunt collar here. This, you have to unlock like level 3 before you start getting the full grunt, whereas here, it's just level 2. So it's hard to say about that, but yeah, it feels like that throws the game's idea of progression a little bit, but I do like the idea of this more so, because it does feel a bit strange to have, like, say, best example is you have the Jackrabbit Predator Collar that only works on hares at level 1. It doesn't even do its intended function until you unlock the next bit of it, so it's interesting to see these added, and that's how they work and operate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to see, it is a little bit more limited on what it works on, at least this one for both sexes, and I think the Rattlebag, yeah, it's about the same too. So certain things like the fallow deer, the red deer, are still going to need their own collars, but some of the more general deer species, these will work more. And it seems like for the, oh god, pronunciation of this I'm probably going to be terrible at. The Kiyi? This predator call is going to be for red fox and larger for species, so it's not going to work on badgers or... I guess badgers are kind of like the only really small predator species in the game right now, huh? But yeah, so that's a little bit of difference there. Attachments, we do have... So I can either get a... You can get a 1 times magnification, or you can get a 1.5 to 5 for only 50 credits more. It's like, there's not a reason to buy the other one. Although, maybe if you do like the red dot, it's more appealing or taste. But yeah, this just seems so much more functional than the other. I'd probably say maybe have this 300, maybe this one 600. But I guess maybe they're trying to do the pricing so they're like easily accessible for new people. And oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't that if you already had, it is a completely new vehicle. It's probably, I'm not sure what the, like, looking at the stats, it's nice that this is added in, but I feel like it should have had a lower max speed or slower acceleration or something that kind of makes it feel like these are better to get than this base one is. Well, yeah, this is the 9,999 credits that I mentioned before. I actually could have picked it up if I didn't spend the money on the other stuff today, but yeah, that's a little odd that it doesn't seem like you lose out on anything with it. Okay, but what we're going to do is make this our... Okay, well, I want the crossbow in for our secondary. Yeah, I think we'll take the Starred Carbine. Well, I want to see what other weapons there are, too. Yeah, the rest are just shotguns. I thought there was something like a 30-06... You know what, there probably is like a 30-06 rifle, it's just that it's a caliber more so. I gotta look at. Yeah. Well, there's a 300 caliber. That has been pretty useful. I wonder if I should take that. Or should I go for the 30-06? Like, I do have the little bit of money to spend. I'm not saving it for anything. I'm just trying to think of... Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the 30-06, because I do... If I do use rifles, I really like the older style bolt act. Well, I think they're all mostly bolt actions, although I do like Grandpa's old rifles, the lever action. But yeah, you know what? We'll switch that out for... not that one. The Remington 1903. And let's see. That is 2 to 7. That's the one I want to use. And this one we want to use the Harp Wonder Hit. And get a nice scope on there. Okay, so let's see. The Roe Deer collar I want to keep. The Predator collar I want to keep. And... this is again the problem. I feel like I need an extra slot. Because I would like to bring in something for the fallow deer. You know, I'm going to keep what I'm trying to think. Oh, God. I'm really debating. Okay, you know what? I don't see myself going after the brown bears, so I think I'm going to leave the predator call behind. Instead, I'll get the grunt collar. Oh, and we have a little bit of info on crossbow hunting here. So what is a crossbow, you may ask? I mean, pretty self-explanatory. We've seen it quite a few times in the Hunter Classic when I've used it. Advantages and disadvantages using it compared to rifles. Speed and recoil. Crossbows have no recoil, but also take longer to load after you shoot a bolt. Rifles have strong recoil, having the opposite force to the fired bullet. If you miss or want to place follow-up shot, rifles are much quicker, so you basically make sure your shots count when you're using a crossbow, or any archery equipment, really. Noise. Rifles are loud, they'll scare things off. Crossbow is basically silent. And oh, really? Compared to rifles, crossbows are silent. Animals often don't know something hit them if the shot was placed correctly. I don't know about that aspect of it, but I do know it might be something more. It doesn't scare a herd around your animal you're after. Longer range for rifles, which is kind of the hunting tier. Crossbows are more universal. You can hunt both small and big game because the same arrowhead causes the same damage and meat degradation based on its diameter. However, bullets change its damage based on distance and animal size. That might want to be changed for wording a little bit, but I know what they're trying to say. Basically, rifles, you have to have specific calibers for more ethical hunting to the size what you're after. Arrows, because they kind of have just they're supposed to have, I think, different sizing for the game, but just for sake of gameplay, I think they simplified. But yeah, that's enough talking, because I know I've been doing it for quite a while now, and I went out the wrong way. And shut the door in my face. Right, let's actually head out and see about trying this out. But first, let's take a look at what we've actually... can't really see too much perspective-wise here, but I'll at least make sure the rifle's reloading and ready to go. Yeah. And let's get the mile. There you are. I swear, it's like it drops from the sky a little bit. Oh, you know what? Actually, if I do... Well, I should say, if I am smart about this, I might be able to not have to worry about the collars quite too much. Because if I can spot something from a bit of a distance out, what I could always do is grab the right collar I need from the back of the vehicle, and then see about bringing the animals in. From the comments that came in last weekend... just about, like, say, as the DLC was releasing and the crossbow might be pretty powerful, it might perform pretty well. I just have to think of where we want to go. Actually, speaking of, let me bring that map up. We went up and off over to the right here, so I think we'll probably go up on this left one, and maybe even look at stopping, yeah, just around there. I thought I heard... Okay, I'm going to go for a little bit of a drive. If I can't remember if I do have a hog collar or not. If I do, and I can spot them from afar, maybe I'll try calling a group in. But I think the crossbow is going to be one more... It's not going to be you're going to spot and stalk up to get your shots like I've done in the Hunter Classic sometimes. It's going to be more you want to bring the animals right into you. Ooh. New perk unlocked. Hang on, what? Did I... where is that? Oh, here we go. Oh, travel 100 kilometers in a vehicle. Animals lured 25% less by the vehicle. And, oh, you can actually get a speed increase too if you keep going, but I didn't realize I covered 100 kilometers already with the vehicle. Ooh. I'm hearing noises, but I don't know... Yeah, see, I don't think they're actually animals to go after. Okay, so this is the turn we want to use. So, you know what? Yeah, let's go left, because when I try to think back of, like, when we were going up this way to Kartatatsu's cabin, I'm pretty sure he was the first one we met, or we kind of ran into. I know we came across, like, I think a couple of herds of animals or so around his area that were blocked off to us. But now that we have permission to hunt, we should be able to go after anything we do come across or spot. But I still do feel a little torn on, like, using the vehicle as much in a hunting game. It's just one... I guess if I did have more time and I could play this like I did and get the experience with like the Hunter Classic, where I'm more off on foot, going around into the bush further, we'd probably be able to get a little bit more success and see things. But I just can't quite squeeze all that well into, like, say, just half-hour videos, unless I want to, like, really cut out a lot of parts. And one of the things I want to do is try to always be transparent and, like, try to think of the best word, like, uncut for the footage? Just because I don't want to mislead with it. Like, it's one thing to play a game and only show the highlights, but then you cut out all the other stuff, so it feels like you're watching a completely different game than if you tried playing. Whereas with me, or how I try to do it, what you see is what you will get. You will get mostly unedited, uncut stuff, and get a real feel for how it is and plays. Highs, lows, everything between. I know it doesn't always make for thrilling or engaging stuff, but I'd much rather be honest than just like trying to mislead or be selective and only show certain aspects. Okay, here's the hunting stand. Oh. I don't know if I can actually see anything out there or not. Let me... Yeah, see, I don't really see... I thought I might have seen something with different color, but I think it's just the foliage there. Yeah, let me hop... is there anywhere else to really look around? Not so much. The hunting stand is definitely set up to be looking down over this way. Actually, let me take a quick check of them. There might be a watering need zone down here. It is right beside a stream. And if you guys are going to play with the Hunter, okay, yeah, there is a need zone here. I would actually suggest not to go out into new terrain or territory trying to hunt. Just go trying to pick up and find all the need zones you can. You kind of have to break Way of the Hunter down into two stages. Scout for the animals in the area or where you want to hunt. Then once you have the need zones, you can figure out the time, weapon placement, etc. And then your second stage is actually conducting the hunt and going after what you're after. It's admittedly quite a bit different than how I've hunted in the Hunter Classic, called Wild the Hunter. It's much more planned-oriented than just go have some fun wandering the woods and see what you can find in a way. Okay, but if we are here... I kind of... You know, I want to go a little bit further, because if I remember right, it was just up this way we spotted that red deer herd. And then, yeah, they were up into THQ's little plot of land, so we couldn't really go after them. Just want to see if there is anything around here. Yeah, the time of day is absolutely critical for if you'll really spot or encounter the animals. I also want to check down here. This might actually qualify as the same, like, need zone that we found just a little more south for the roe deer. Okay, yeah, no, I don't see any tracks highlighting here, so we'll backtrack a little bit and try going off this way. It actually... there are supposedly some things along there. I don't know, though, if I actually want to keep the vehicle, or we'll just leave it on the main road. Given that it's a lot of bush, I might actually just keep the vehicle parked at, like, the intersection of the road and that trail there. Yeah, so let's just bring this along and park it. This might as well be a good enough spot. We'll just park this right here and go for a walk ourselves. Although, is that a game trail right there? Oh. Actually, here's... Is this a need... It is a need zone, literally right in the middle of the road. Okay, what is this for? Red deer eating zone. Okay, interesting. Now does that carry over to these spots as well? Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, so let me stick along this and just keep my ears open as we go about. The rifle that I got in slot 1 is the... Okay, it's just a tier 5. Although the crossbow is tier 5, so you know what? Let me quickly jog and change that out. I might as well put a tier 6 into that slot. Just in case I do have any red deer. I mean, we did find a need zone here. It's possible we might come across a small herd. Yeah, so that's tier 5. Let's see. We'll take that as our tier 6. And if we do need to use tier 5, we've got the crossbow to put to use. Now, again, I think if you can have the conditions quite right, you can actually have a tier 5 weapon be used and take down tier 6 animals, but it requires a lot more precision with it. Shot placement correctly, distance correct. There's more to consider and factor in. And then, let me check the map. Is that... Okay, no, I think that's just like a general foot trail. So let me keep going and see, because there are a couple of little things there. I don't know if maybe like that spot's going to have a couple of blinds or hunting stand for like if you, say, want to go after ducks or that. They are on the opposite end, or opposite sides of a little river. Let me go a bit further. Oh, here looks to be like a little footpath down. Might as well use it. Oh, okay, so there's a little bridge here. Okay, there's a hunting stand oh, right there. Oh, a little campsite, I think. I might as well go take a look, because that might be a little fast travel spot we'll have opened up if we reach it. Oh, yeah, and it does have a little objective for us we can grab, too. Again, I'm not super focusing hard on objectives or missions or what have you on this map. I figure I'd just try to... No, I didn't even realize there was anything over there. See, I kind of feel like the game could be a little bit more audio cue in. Like, just have the animals make a little bit more sound, so sometimes you can hear them. Because I'm just trying to think of how difficult it might be trying to play this game if you didn't use, like, the full hunter sense. I'm sure there are some very good and skilled hunters who completely don't use it, or... Like, highest difficulty of the game, I think turns off all hunter sense stuff. But I'm just wondering how, like, you can pick up or might notice anything like that. I guess I just gotta be much more observant as I'm out and about trying in the field for anything. Well, that's not a weird little... Okay, but yeah, we got a little campsite here. Let's just see what this is asking for. Oh, even got a little map here. New hunting map updated. Okay, my buddy and Natalie is getting married. It's game over, man. Who'll be my gaming buddy now? Who'll complain about our single lives, drink into the night, sleep over at my place, and eat cold pizza next day with me? He'll miss me, that's for sure. Anyways, I plan to give him a huge wedding gift. Just make fun of him before his big day. You know, here in Transylvania we say... I do not even want to try to pronunciate that because I know I'm going to butcher it. Although maybe that's some of the fun of it, is trying to hear somebody pronounce a language they don't know. I'm pulling Quiva Klon, which means to put antlers on someone. And when you have these antlers, it means that your significant other cheated on you. Great, right? Nothing better than humiliating my friend on the day before the wedding. Because, yes, I may have heard some rumors, and my buddy may have already forgiven his fiancée, but hey, maybe we'll make him so angry again that he'll cancel the wedding and I'll have my gaming buddy again. Or maybe he'll hate me forever? We shall see. And I want to go big, so get me all the antlers you can. Victor Masek, best man. Masek? Okay, so what is the request? Hunt down a red deer? Mature male roe, mature male red, and mature male fallow. Actually not too difficult. Yeah, it's not too difficult. It will just take a little bit of time finding each of the species. And I don't know if I should really stick around here trying to wait for whatever I spooked off to come back. See, I'm going to get back to that road and go along for a while. And because I did spend a little bit much of this episode just talking in the beginning, I'm going to let this one be a little bit longer. Just try to hopefully get some content actually in. I figure if I can do that, then maybe be a little bit better received of a video as it goes live. Again, I'll keep my eyes and ears open. I still really should try to look up and see if some of the sounds of the hunter sense are activating because of certain aspects. Like, maybe that is how I could have been cued in and there were animals starting to hear me before, like, they ran off like that. I really don't know. Yeah, let's just keep going along to see. I know there is a little bit of a slow walk, but that's something... I probably want to use the slow walk more so when I know for sure there's something around. Oh yeah, we got that little spot and go quite a ways off into the hills here. Maybe that's been one of my problems, is that I haven't really gone off onto a lot of these side roads on Transylvania. I stuck mostly to the main routes in order to open up like the hunting spots and some fast travel. Yeah, we gotta go a little bit more into the animals' territory. But I just don't want to, like, have to slowly crouch our way all the way through. I mean, it is beautiful to see in that. But when you do want to watch a hunting series, you'd like to see a little bit of at least something hunted. Oh. I thought I heard something. Okay, that's 200 meters out. Okay, wind's not exactly in my favor. And it's the other side of the hill, so maybe if I can stay low and keep this way. I'll try not to exactly get near it, but try to curve and get an idea visually what we're looking at. Or what we may have over there. One thing I do kind of wonder, too, is how the game handles, like, the player's audio. Like, is me walking on the dirt road making more noise than if I were, like, not on the road? Like, if I was walking through the grass, would that be softer sounding than being on the dirt road? No? Okay, we got red deer tracks, so we could have them in the area. If we do have a red deer, I'd probably want to use the rifle for it. Just because, again, they are a tier 6, and I'd prefer to not try my hand at the crossbow on an animal that might be really specialized, or does require a little bit of a step up from it. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that's not too far out. I can't see anything through there to know what's making that sound. I'm going to try keeping a little bit more to the left. And this will help too, so the wind's not blowing towards whatever it is. Seems like it might even be a group of animals kind of like at a rest spot. I mean, I would hate for my luck to turn out it's like, say... I thought I heard almost like a deer sound there, but... leave it my luck, it turns out it's like red foxes or something, and the collar that I should have kept with me was the one I threw back into my storage. Yeah, see, that was something. Just gonna try to move a little bit. Oh, even if it could just make a call, so oh, red deer. That is, I think, what is that in my inventory? Okay, that's number 9. I'll try using this collar and see if I can bring them out. And also see if I can hide myself a little bit. I do admit, one nice thing about Call of the Hunter the Wild was you got an idea of like how the environment could help blend or camouflage or disguise you a bit better. And also you knew how much sound you were making depending on like what you were stepping on, what stance you were in. There's a little bit of player feedback for that. I have to imagine there are things like you can become more hidden using like the environment in Way of the Hunter. It's just I don't think it really like conveys it to you. Yeah, there are some sounds. I'm also just going to activate that mission just in case we do have a mature one come in. Yeah, maybe I'll give it one more call to see, just in case maybe there's not a high fitness male actually with this group. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything moving up there. I do like another thing. I know I'm probably just going over stuff I've said before, but including Slatway, there's a little gap of like how you have to time the calls. It doesn't add like a lot to the game, but it's a nice subtle touch that makes it Slatway doesn't just feel like you can just spam the calls out and hopefully get replies. You got to be a little bit more focused with it. So I'll see if maybe I can get something out using the low fitness call. Because nothing seemed to really be moving when we were trying to high one. Now, I'm also not sure if the fitness is, like, speaking, say, like, the higher trophy rating, or it's talking more about, like, the genetic fitness score. Although, this might kind of give us a way to clue in on it. There we go, we got a reply. Hopefully we can bring him in. Yeah, see, they're probably still up back through the trees more. So, I don't want to move too much just because I feel like being too impatient could give us away and spook it off. But it's not really looking like it's coming in too quickly. Or however many might be there. I think it might just be one young male. Oh. There's a bit of color difference. It honestly might just be one young male all on his own. So yeah, I don't see any other, like, different coloring in the foliage. Yeah, he is coming in with, I think, just like the... Yeah, there he is. He's making some noise back to us. He's just got a couple little twig antlers on him, but he is coming in with low fitness, so he might be one that's okay to go for. Actually, if I can keep bringing them in and I stay low like this, I should take a look and see how the crossbow's sights are. That's one thing I didn't actually do, was zoom in. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, he's basically 40. Ooh. Oh, Lord. Okay, that's kind of an odd spot for him to have gone to. I don't know how good of a hit that was on him. Like, I figured maybe I would just try putting the crossbow to use. I kind of forgot how to steady the breath. I forgot it was shift. Well, let me see. Oh, no, he's survived that. Yeah. Shoot. Okay, well, from the sounds of it, he's still kind of up in this area, so I'll have to see next episode how I want to handle this. I should have just went for the rifle, but I thought maybe I'd try getting a little use out of the crossbow and see how I could do. Yeah, I'll end this episode here with that mess up, see if maybe I can quickly clean it up next episode and how we'll do. But we at least put the crossbow to a little bit of action. It's just, I gotta get, like, better when it comes to using everything. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Way of the Hunter. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.